I don't play fantasy football, but if you do, get him on your team.
Yeah, he's important.
He and Derrick Henry, get him on your team. He is a free agent officially, and Aaron Jones is joining us live, brought to you by Old Spice Dynasty. By the way, when you were sitting there and all these running backs are getting drafted ahead of you, and you were great at UTEP as a freshman, as a sophomore, as a junior, and you're sitting there thinking, I faced some of these guys. Were you a little bitter on draft day?
Definitely. I mean, and I went to the combine as well, and I felt like I had performed well there.
Yeah.
I outperformed some of the guys that was taken before me, but you just kind of use that as fuel to the fire. You were already underrated in college, so you don't have the name coming out as some of those guys do. So you just continue to put your head down, work, and meet them at the top.
Yeah, I love stories like yours. Now, you're a free agent, and it's weird. Green Bay would rather keep you, obviously. But you know what it is. It's a salary cap. It's not like baseball where there's no salary cap. There's a cap, and Aaron makes a lot of money, and Devontae's going to make a lot of money. And it's not a matter of they don't like you. It's like, okay, how many of our stars can we keep? If the Packers decided, okay, we got to move off Aaron, how would it land for you? Would you be hurt? How would you feel about that?
I would understand, it's a business. So I would understand that and, thank them for giving me the opportunity. And then just go back to work and be ready to play wherever that may be. I've learned a lot from a lot of the guys in the locker room. I've got to play along some of the best players in the league, but not only the best players in the league, but better men off the field. So I think that's special and that's important. And I thank them for that.
What's your relationship like with Aaron Rodgers? He seems to love you. He trusts you. What's it like? What was it like the first day you showed up?
It was like, wow, this is Aaron Rodgers. I'm in the same locker room as him. But it was a lot of fun. He's helped me become the player that I am today. Just helping me develop as a receiver, even on just different plays, like in protection, just studying different things like that. And so it's the things behind the scenes that nobody gets to see, where he helps you out. And like I said, I can't thank him enough for helping me become the player that I am.
Listen, it stinks to lose a playoff game, but it happens. It's the reality of it. You're playing good teams. I mean, Drew Brees lost. Big Ben lost. It happens. I mean, Lamar Jackson's lost. A couple years ago, Mahomes lost in New England. It happens. You lose. With your loss, there was some controversy about you guys didn't go for it late in the game with a couple minutes left. And it's a play call. It happens. Were you, though, as a player, a little bit surprised because you're kind of known as an offensive team more than a defensive team? Were you sitting there thinking, wow, okay, all right, we're going to go for a field goal? Were you surprised at all?
I was surprised. All season we had went for it on fourth down once we got probably past the plus 35 or plus 40. But I don't disagree with the call because it gave us a chance to stay in the game and gave us a chance to win and just put on our defense. But at the end of the day, no, I don't disagree with the call, but I was a little surprised.
Okay, when the Packers drafted Jordan Love, Aaron was honest about it, kind of fuel to the fire. It's like, you think I'm done? I'm going to show you I'm not done. The Packers went out in the second round, and they drafted a running back, A.J. Dillon. Was a little bit of you thinking, oh, you're going to move off me already. Oh, you got to bring another running back in second round. Did you at least think about that?
Not so much move off of me right then, but for the future, maybe. And it was caught by surprise a little bit, after the year I had just had. I didn't think we were going to draft a running back in the second round, but at the same time, AJ didn't control where he went or where he got drafted. So that's my little brother. I was glad that he got the chance to work with him, and probably, he's going to be a great player.
Listen, you played college at El Paso, which is not a huge town. You play in Green Bay in the NFL. Be honest with me. Was it a little culture shock when you went to Green Bay? I mean, it's small. There's one hotel the players stay at. The stadium's right in the middle of a neighborhood. What's it like to live in Green Bay as a pro athlete?
I wasn't in culture shock. You know, my parents are military, so I moved around a lot as a child and got to experience that. So I know how to adapt to different things quickly. But it is a small town. It helps you focus though, and you're there for football. That's your job. So it does help in that sense. And then the Packer fans, it's like a religion there, and I love it. I mean, you know, they're tailgating. It's like I say, it's the closest you'll get to a college football atmosphere, but on steroids in a way. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Hey, listen, if the Packers move off you, and they don't want to, we all know that. They want to keep you, but that may be a financial decision. That's why they, as you said, draft A.J. Dillon. It's just the way the NFL works. If you had to go somewhere, is there a style, a team, an environment? I mean, you're a pro athlete. Tom Brady looked around and said, "Oh, I like Tampa. They got a bunch of good receivers." You'd probably want to go to a team with a good offensive line. Is there a part of the country you'd want to go, a team or an offense you'd like?
No, I haven't really thought about that. You know, just the season just ended, so I took a step back and decompressed, but really haven't thought about that. But I do play for Team Old Spice.
There you go, Old Spice. Get it up there, Team Old Spice. Well, good luck to you. You had a great year, 35 touchdowns in the last 2 years. You got injured on that fumble. How are you physically this morning? How are you?
I'm doing a lot better. You know, still a little sore, but getting through it. You know, just let my body heal back up, and then gonna get back to work. You know, but I'm all right. I'll be good. Gonna add fuel to the fire and make me hungry, and I'll be back 10 times better. So I'm excited for next year, and it's gonna be a good one.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you coming on the show. Aaron Jones, Green Bay Packers. Put him on your fantasy team. Old Spice, 35 touchdowns in 2 years. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You bet. So I saw this. So yesterday was one of those recruiting days, and I don't talk about recruiting because most people don't care about it. I love it. I sat there on websites all day yesterday. So Alabama, highest rated college football recruiting class of all time. So I have decided that 2021 is the year of the old guy. 43-year-old Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. 68-year-old Bruce Arians coaching against 62-year-old Andy Reid. Nick Saban's 69. He just had the best team he's ever had and the best recruiting class ever. LeBron is 36. NBA years, that's like 55 for us. Best player, best team. So Tampa's the #1 market for him selling merchandise. Like Boston's #2 or 3. New York's up there. Orlando, Miami. So Tom is still selling a lot of merch up in Boston, his old stomping ground. And he still has nice things to say. Yesterday he was talking about the Patriots and what a good time it was. And here's Tom Brady talking about his past, and it just has such warm feelings about it.
Obviously, anytime you change teams, you don't know how it's going to go. But I think there's been incredible support that I've had from, all the, the team I used to play for, all the New England fans. And, I still obviously have a great affection for New England. And, I said the other day, my kids were born in Boston. So, I have a lot of love for Boston and all of New England and the incredible support over the years. Again, it was an amazing 2 decades of my life.
Am I the only person, and maybe I am, but the Patriots now with Brady feels like a long time ago? They're irrelevant. Tom's going to be the only guy that gets 2 statues, one in New England, one in Tampa. They're irrelevant. They're so bad and Tom's so good, they don't matter. And remember this, and we kind of predicted this. We said, in Boston, the Patriots aren't the Celtics or the Red Sox. They're not even the Bruins. Those teams, Bobby Orr, Phil Esposito, the Red Sox history, the Celtics, Bill Russell, those teams were dominant in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Even if the Red Sox weren't winning titles, they were such a part of the sport. I'm a kid that grew up in Seattle. In the 70s, here comes Freddie Lynn and Jim Rice and Louis Tiant and Carlton Fisk. Like, the Red Sox were a draw then. In the 80s, they were better than the Yankees. That's never been the Patriots. The Patriots were a mess forever. The stadium was a mess. Didn't make any money. Miami, was the team on the coast, or it was Pittsburgh, or it was the Giants. I mean, they were a mess forever before Tom Brady. Parcells was good for about 45 minutes, but he left. Pete Carroll came in. That didn't work. That's why they've never had any sustained success without Brady. Hell, Belichick couldn't win the year before Tom started, and he couldn't win the year after he left. I just don't think New England ever understood in the moment how much of this, how transformative Tom was as a personality. Do you know there are 123 professional sports franchises in America? Tampa Bay had the worst winning percentage of all of them, and they're in the Super Bowl. The Patriots are just not a relevant franchise. They never were. The Celtics, even in down years, you can feel them